We're going to look at some interior and exterior angles and learn about some relationships between those angles. So first of all, here's a triangle. The interior angles are just the angles that are inside the triangle. So the interior angles of a triangle are just inside the triangle. So since it's a triangle, that means there's three angles. So we're talking about the three angles inside. Now, the thing about triangles is that the three angles will always add to 180 degrees. The sum of the angle measures, the interior angle measures of a triangle is always 180 degrees. So if you know two, you can subtract, find the third one. So if we step it up to the next, to more shapes basically, to more sides on the shapes, you can split all these different polygons, all these different shapes, into a couple different triangles. So if we draw this diagonal here, we get two triangles from it. We know that the interior angles of the triangle are 180. So you have 180 degrees here. You get 180 degrees for that triangle. Since there's two triangles inside, that means there's two sets of 180. So you do 2 times 180, which would be 360 degrees. You can do that for all sorts of shapes, all the polygons. If you draw the diagonals and figure out how many triangles there are, you can figure out what the sum of the angles equals. So this is one triangle, which means 180 degrees. If you draw, like we did in the example up top, if you draw that diagonal, we get two triangles, which is 180 times 2, which is 360 degrees. For this next shape, you can draw the diagonal there and there, so we get three triangles. And if you're going to find the sum of the measures of the interior angles, you would have three triangles. Every triangle is 180. So that's 3 times 180, which is 540 degrees. Draw a triangle there, there, and there. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. Every triangle is 180, so 4 times 180. That's 720 degrees. Draw all the triangles you can. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles. So you'd get 180 degrees times 5. That's 900 degrees. And then for our last example here, you get all those triangles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. That's 180 times 6, which is 1,080 degrees. So what we're about to see is, if you have 3 sides, you get 1 triangle. If there are 4 sides, you get 2 triangles. There's 4 sides, or that wrong spot. 3 sides, 1 triangle. 4 sides, 2 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, 3 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, 4 triangles. This one has 7 sides. There were 5 triangles. This one has 8 sides, which led to 6 triangles. So pretty easy to recognize pattern going on here. 3 sides, 1 triangle, 4 to 2, 5 to 3. There's always 2 less triangles than there is number of sides. 8 sides, 6 triangles. Just subtract 2. So Pentagon has 5 sides, which means there's 3 triangles. So we did 3 times 180 was 540. A hexagon, that's the name for a 6-sided polygon. There's 2 less triangles. That means there was 4 triangles. You can go back and look at the pictures of those things if you wanted to. So that was 4 times 180, 720. Decagon, so we're going to jump up a little bit. Deca means 10, so that's a 10-sided. So if it has 10 sides, that means that there's 2 less triangles in that. So subtract 2, you get 8. So we get 8 times 180. Eight times 180. It's 1,440. So, should notice the pattern between the number of sides and the number of triangles. If n was the number of sides, the number of triangles is just 2 less. So, if n was the number of sides, you do n minus 2, and that's how many triangles you get. So then the sum of the interior angles is always the number of triangles times 180 degrees. So you do number of triangles, which is n minus 2, times 180 degrees. And that will tell you what the sum of the interior angles is for any polygon. So here's that written out as a theorem, the polygon angle sum theorem. There's n sides, then the interior angles is n minus 2 times 180. So we can use that to answer questions. So first you have to identify how many sides there are, so count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sides. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. There's actually some miswriting here. That's not an octagon. Not for the, oh, different pictures. They're different problems. So this has 9 sides. Different problems over there. It says 9 sides, which means that the sum of the angles is n minus 2 times 180. We plug in 9 for n. So all the angles all together have to work out to be 7 times 180. So that is 1,260. And all the angles all together have to add up to equal that much. So that means x plus 125 plus 130 plus 172 plus 200 plus 140 plus 102 plus 98 plus 135. And now we're back to the original one that we started at. All of those, if you add all those up, you have to get 1,260. So if we add up all those numbers, we get x plus 1,102 equals 1,260. So then when we subtract, we get x must be 158. So now we can do example B. From the unknown interior angle measure of a convex octagon, so that means 8 sides, in which the measure of the other 7 angles has a sum of 940 degrees. So if it has 8 sides, then we do 8 minus 2 times 180, which is 6 times 180, which is 1,080. So that's what all 8 angles have to add up to be. I know that the other 7 is 940, so if we did 940 plus x, that has to be 1,080. And then subtract the 940 over. 1,080 minus 940 is 140. So that last angle is 140 degrees. For this example, this has 5 sides, which means it's going to have 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 times 180 is 540 degrees. So the 5 angles has to add to be 540 degrees. So we have 90 plus x plus 90 plus x plus 90. So if you add up the 3 that we know, that's 9, 90, 90, and 90, 270 plus x has to equal the 540. Subtract the 270, so we get 2x equals 270. And then divide by 2. So x equals 135 degrees. Each of those angles is 135 degrees. Determine the measure of the 4th interior angle of a quadrilateral if you know the 3 measures are 89, 80, and 104. So that means 89 plus 80 plus 104 plus the 4th one, we'll call it x, equals 4 sides, 2 times 180 is 360. So add those 3 measures up, you get 273. Subtract, you get x equals 87 degrees. For this example, we have it's a hexagon, so there's 6 sides. So 4 times 180 is 720. So if you add everything up, you get 516 plus b and 2b is 3b. So subtract the 516 over, you get 60, or 204. And then divide, you get b equals 68.